Hey guys, thanks for watching the series. Liam Shilsey Prasad here with Wilfy Horig.
Yes, we really applaud you if you managed to get through
Yeah, I
all
think
the
we're just
videos.
looking back over it. There's about 2.5 hours
Yeah,
of.
there's too much. We appreciate it. Anyway, we just figured that we'd go through some changes we made to the deck as kind of a conclusion video. Um, so the first thing, as you can see, I made a few changes. Really nothing major. I kept the core of the deck, but I made a couple of changes. The first one was to go up to 59 cards, just because I think the enhanced login protocol is probably the best. Oh, at least the enhanced login protocol Vanity Project synergy is really, really strong, and I think what makes this deck tick. And so I wanted to reduce the agenda density as much as possible. So going up 5 cards, you don't have to add an extra agenda because you trade the 1 for a 3. And so being able to keep 7 agendas in a 59 card deck with enhanced login protocol, um, I think is really powerful and really keeps the game going the way you want it to. Having enhanced login protocol in play, would have set, I think, has been instrumental to our wins.
And I think the utility offered by Hades Shard is even more powerful than the utility offered by Chronos Protocol. By Chronos Project.
Yeah, Hades Fragment and Chronos Project. Yeah, it's cool. We know what cards do here. But anyway, so yeah, apart from that, most things have stayed the same. Some basically we left the ratios as similar as possible, which meant that we had to add some cards. So the first card we added was Milan. The first card we added was Mental Health Clinic, which is basically just an extra copy of Pad Campaign. And Pad Campaign is great, so Mental Health Clinic is great as well. In addition, we added a couple more ice. I think an extra Ashigaru and extra Assassin, just because of those seem to be the two best expensive pieces of ice, the best expensive barrier and the best expensive sentry. Or in terms of, since you can't really play more than one Susanoo
Yeah,
and
because
Makoto.
it's legendary, and the game will go long, so you will draw both.
Yep. 3 Crick, 3 Eli, 1 Wall of Thorns as usual, and something had to be cut for the extra enhanced login protocol, so I figured Ash was the way to go, since Caprice and Batty usually do a good tag team impression of Caprice and Ash anyway, and so we found that being able to secure a scoring remote which had Ash, both not necessarily Ash, but both ice and defensive upgrades already, was reasonably easy to do with how the decks played out. And so we cut the Ash for a third enhanced login protocol, and I think those are the only changes.
Yeah, as of now. I think we discussed in game 3. I think there is some consideration to moving the Sundews into launch campaigns. The Sundew didn't, it's very much comparing it to its position in replicating perfection here. It always feels like an underperformer outside of replicating perfection. So it could be very biased. I think it probably did put in a lot of work and was still very good.
It definitely did put in a lot of work, but I think launch campaign is really comparable to Sundew outside of replicating perfection, just because launch campaign gives similar returns but one more immediately. Not necessarily immediately. One more at the
beginning of the next turn.
At the beginning of the next turn, which is definitely not immediately, but with the benefit of not being able to be turned off by the runner if they just choose to run the Sundew. And because this deck often has some issues with setting up ice in remotes early, just because it has so few ice, and the ice it does have need to go to stop leaking from the centrals ASAP, protecting a Sundew is a really difficult task, and it doesn't really synergize that well with industrial genomics, because even if they don't trash it, they can still run to turn it off each turn.
That said, it is a very powerful card. If they do just ignore it or let it run. So, a card like that that's quite high variance is very difficult to play around, especially when, as you can probably see over the course of those games, like executing the plan of developing the large servers is certainly not impossible, but it's certainly not a simple task of just letting it happen. Like, you do need to dedicate yourself strategically to that, and Sundew might be just slightly too high variance to do that reliably.
Exactly, and as we talked about in our Delta and Destiny Corp side review, launch campaign might be a better fit because it expires naturally, Of course, Sundew keeps paying out, but Launch Campaign gives you the resources on the turn which you trash it. Like, so we think that might be better, and I'm definitely interested to make that change. But aside from that, the deck's been really good, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very fun as well.
Yeah, it was great.
Even if you didn't hear it in that voice.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for getting through it all. Hey.
All right. Bye.